You ever watch a show that made you laugh, cry, shout at the screen, and reevaluate your entire family history all at the same time? Yeah, that's Paternity Court. And if you've ever heard the words, "You are not the father,"
you are not his father,
followed by a whole studio gasping in unison, then you already know. But what if I told you this show, this courtroom therapy session on steroids, wasn't always appreciated for what it was? What if I told you that Judge Lauren Lake, the face, the heart, and the mind behind Paternity Court, had to fight tooth and nail just to be seen? This is the story of how Paternity Court got its flowers way too late. Let's get into it. Now, when you think of courtroom TV, you might picture Judge Judy giving folks the business in under 3 minutes, or the People's Court making rulings on stolen lawnmowers. I don't know why you would steal a lawnmower in the first place, but we move on. But Paternity Court was different from the jump. Debuting in 2013, it wasn't about parking tickets or rent disputes. It was about something deeper: identity, truth, trauma, and healing. And at the center of it all was Judge Lauren Lake. This wasn't just a show. This was therapy in a courtroom robe. Families came broken, confused, and often angry, and they didn't leave with just DNA results. They left with clarity, sometimes closure, and if Judge Lake had anything to say about it, maybe even a second chance. But here's the wild part. It wasn't always treated like it mattered. So, who is the woman behind the gavel? Lauren Lake isn't your average judge. She's a legal powerhouse with degrees in both law and interior design. Yeah, you heard that right. This is multifaceted. She's practiced law in family, criminal, entertainment, you name it. She's been a legal analyst on shows like The View, Dr. Phil, and Anderson Cooper 360. She's also a motivational speaker, an author, and a mother. But what makes her special? What made Paternity Court different is her heart. Judge Lake didn't just hand down verdicts. She leaned in. She cried with people. She cared.
Gianna, calm down, babe. It's okay. We're all here. We're all here.
You could see it in how she talked to the mothers, how she held the hands of the fathers, how she counseled the children caught in the middle. She wasn't just giving rulings, she was holding people accountable with love. That's rare and it's powerful, but it wasn't enough to save the show from what came next. And there go my glasses, traveling right down the face. Despite gaining millions of views on YouTube, going viral on social media, and changing real people's lives, Paternity Court was canceled in 2021. And the reason? Not ratings, not controversy, COVID. In 2020, the pandemic put a pause on a lot of productions, but while other court shows came back, Paternity Court didn't. It was quietly swept off the air alongside Couples Court, which was produced by the same company. There was no grand announcement, no tribute, just silence. The fans were confused, stunned. Some didn't even realize it was canceled until months later, and Judge Lake, she was disappointed but not defeated. In interviews after the cancellation, she shared it broke her heart. She knew how important the show was, how many people it helped, how many lives were changed by the truth being told in her courtroom. When I tell you, my camera literally went off on me, like I don't understand. So if the angle looks different, it's because I literally had to take my camera off the stand and fix it. So let's talk about it. What did Paternity Court really do for people? First, let's be honest, it entertained us. The drama was unmatched. We're talking shocking confessions, surprise siblings, tearful reunions, wild plot twists. It was the ultimate, you got to see this show. But it also tackled real issues: abandonment, infidelity, generational trauma, lack of identity, the kind of stuff people usually bury deep down. And Judge Lake met each of those issues head on. She made people accountable without shaming them. She emphasized self-worth. She told young women they deserved better. She told fathers they needed to show up, and she did it with grace.
I'm very happy I could deliver this result today.
Thank you.
Very happy. Not just for both of you ladies, but for Ava and for James.
Yes.
And I hope he's smiling in this moment.
Yes.
She was part judge, part therapist, part auntie, and part friend. This show wasn't just court, it was catharsis. And for Black families especially, it was one of the few mainstream shows addressing the complexities of fatherhood, single motherhood, and community healing without stereotypes or exploitation. It gave us nuance and it gave us truth. Why didn't the show get the credit it deserved when it mattered most, when it was on air? Let's be real. Court TV doesn't get a lot of respect. People assume it's all scripted or fake. And when you add a show primarily dealing with low-income families, often Black or brown, people start throwing around words like trash TV. That stigma, it stuck. Despite being more honest and more healing than a lot of shows out there, Paternity Court got lumped in with the mess. But it wasn't mess, it was ministry. And let's not ignore the fact that it was led by a Black woman, one of the only courtroom shows with a Black female judge at the center, not including Divorce Court, okay? or the other lady, I forgot her name. She was in Tyler Perry movie films. Anyway, Lauren Lake wasn't just upholding the law, she was shifting culture, and it took years for people to recognize that. Years after cancellation, clips of Paternity Court are still going viral. People are rediscovering the show and realizing, wait, this was actually good? Too little, too late. So here's where things get interesting, if you heard my doorbell. Even though the show is off the air, it's thriving online, like really thriving. On YouTube, episodes rack up millions of views, TikTok edits to get hundreds of thousands of likes. People use Judge Lake's clips as reaction memes, motivational quotes, or emotional breakdowns in 30 seconds or less. It's a whole new wave of fans. Gen Z, millennials, folks who never watched a full episode but now feel connected through a 60-second clip. Judge Lake's phrases like, "You are the father," or "This child deserves to know the truth," have become iconic. It's almost like the internet gave Paternity Court a second life. And maybe, just maybe, it's the recognition it always deserved from the start. All right, so after Paternity Court, Judge Lake didn't just disappear. In 2022, she became the host of We the People with Judge Lauren Lake, a new syndicated court show. It's a bit more traditional, civil disputes, small claims, but the heart is still there. She's still bringing that mix of wisdom and compassion, still giving folks their dignity, still using her platform to uplift and empower. And outside of TV, she continues to mentor, speak, and advocate for family healing and women's empowerment. She didn't stop, she just evolved. So here's what we're gonna do right now. Let's give this woman her flowers. Judge Lauren Lake, thank you for the tears you wiped, the truth you uncovered, and the lives you changed. Thank you for giving people who are often overlooked a chance to be heard. Thank you for showing us that justice can be firm and kind. Thank you for being a Black woman in power and in purpose and in love with her community. You deserve better from the industry, but your impact, that's forever. Paternity Court may have ended quietly, but its echoes are loud. It taught us that the truth matters, that identity matters, that people matter, even the messy, complicated, not so pretty parts. And most of all, it showed us that healing is possible, that it can happen one DNA test at a time, one truth-telling moment at a time, one Judge Lake side eye at a time. So the next time you see a clip of Paternity Court scroll across your feed, don't just laugh or cry. Remember, this show made history, and dare I say, it finally got its flowers. Thank you guys so much for watching. If this video made you want to call your mama or your baby mama or your mama's mama, go ahead and hit that like button. Drop a comment with your favorite paternity court moment. Can't wait to read them. And let's give Judge Lauren Lake her flowers in the comments too, okay? I'll see you in the next one. Take care of yourself. Bye, guys.